you get it? Is it on?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Kicking Over the World with Ed and Aaron. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I fell victim today.
Why?
You know, in our age, I saw something last night, and I was thinking about you because it was like old way versus new way, and it just talked about, it was actually a real estate one. It was like cold call, door knocking, postcards. Right. Then it was like AI, digital ads, social media. And I am a firm believer there's
in a rabbit hole.
Some cross-pollination that needs to happen between the new ways and the old ways.
Right.
I'm on that board. Right. I'm not completely one side or the other. But I'll tell you what, Starbucks went new on me, new age, and they got me. They got me good. Because when it comes to coffee, I'm not a coffee snob. Like, right, I'm in it for the kick in the pants. I'm in it for the caffeine. So if I need coffee, it's not because it's like, oh man, a cup of coffee too. I just love the flavor. No. You just
need it to wake up.
I need it for a straight kick in the butt. Let's get moving. I need some fire, right? Okay. And they hit me with the, hey, your stars are about to expire, because I buy, like gift cards to do, whether it's a lunch, like a coffee meeting with a client or like a giveaway or something, right? So I had stars and so they got me. I did it. I went to the Starbucks and I got it.
The thing is, did you only use your stars?
I did, but here's the loophole. It was free. Here's the loophole. And I saw it, another reel. I'm telling you. Reels, there's some good stuff out there. There's some husband hacks, and some just hacks in general. So here was my hack. I knew if I went inside to use my stars, I would get probably like a breakfast sandwich or something, right? And now my free coffee is going to cost me $82 because of the egg white spinach wrap latte McGovern or Weegadoo, right? Like imported. I don't even know, right? So here was the hack. I ordered online from my app in the car. So all I had to do was when I got there, I parked, went to the pickup, gone. Because it was already paid, done, out the door. I feel like it was a pretty good hack. And which was hilarious because I saw another reel last night where, they're always talking about Target. Like, like when your wife or significant other goes into Target, they spend $400 when they went into for paper towels, right?
Right.
The husband's taking his wife to Target. She's all pumped up. She's all excited. They pull into Target. They pull into the parking lot. And she goes to get it. He goes, no. I got it under control. I got everything on the list. He rolls down the window and they hand him the stuff. Like he did curbside pickup. And she was fierce, like, no, because that was her way in. He's like, I figured out the hack. I got everything on the list. It was efficient. And we didn't spend $500.
There you go.
Telling you. So new age stuff.
So speaking of Starbucks, have you heard the scene? I forgot what movie it's from, where Paul Rudd is explaining Starbucks to somebody.
I feel like there's a trailer or something where I don't know the scene, but I feel like as you're saying it, I can envision. I see him at a coffee place, but I haven't really seen it.
Well, in the scene, he's asking, they're asking him what size. Right? And he's like, let me get what's the different sizes? Tall, right? Grande, and venti. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, but aren't they all the same? She's like, no, tall's a tall, grande's a grande, and venti's a venti. He's like, well, tall in English is big because it's a tall drink.
Right.
Grande in Spanish is big. And venti in Italian is 20. So now we're dumb in 3 languages.
Was that the same one where he was trying to pay in cash? I saw one where the guy was trying to pay for coffee in cash. She's like, oh no, we take Apple Pay. He's like, I don't have Apple Pay. She's like, oh, he's like, but I have $20. Like I can give you the money. She's like, we don't take it, but you have Venmo. He's like, no, I don't. But I have $20. And he's like, so what I would like to do is I would like for you to pour the coffee into the cup and then you hand it to me. And in return, I will give you the cash of $20 and then you can just give me the change. It's like, ooh, yeah, we don't do change. Do you have PayPal? He's like, no. here's what I'd like to happen. So he ended up like walking out. So it is funny how the world has changed.
You know who would totally be freaked out by that?
Who's that?
Interaction? Keith.
Really?
Oh.
Why?
Because he's not a Venmo, Zelle guy. Like, he's just not, that's not his thing.
Okay, and what's funny is that would be no problem for me. Like, we were actually...
No, if I was there and they said, Zelle me, I'm like, all right, perfect.
And here's what's funny, because we were actually at one of the baseball fields this weekend, and the freaking ice cream truck rolls up, right? Ding, 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 whatever that is, right? And at first I'm like, I don't know, like, well, there's ice cream trucks these days and age doesn't scream like super safe. But the kids went up there and they're like,
ice cream trucks are like the all-American thing, dude.
Bro. Some of the
ice
cream trucks.
Every little small town in the United States has ice cream trucks, bro. What are you talking about?
Every town in there sells crack and drugs, and kidnapping scenes happen with them.
Oh, God. Get off of Dateline. Get off of Dateline.
Hey, you want to come to my van and look at these little puppies?
Get off of Dateline.
Okay, fair enough. But I did go up to the guy and I was like, hey, do you guys, I don't have any cash. Do you take like Apple Pay? And he's like, no, we take Venmo. So it is weird. Like even the ice cream truck takes Venmo. Right. But see, I'm the opposite of Keith, where that stuff doesn't freak me out. To the point is, I don't carry cash. I have not carried cash for years. If I have cash in my wallet, like I have found it on the floor in the parking lot and I've tried to give it back to somebody and nobody's around, or somebody gave it to me for whatever reason. I am confident that I lose my wallet 3 times a day. Like, I don't even put it in my pocket. I just keep it somewhere safe where I know it's around me.
Right.
So I know it's in the same spot every time. I'm just afraid if I have cash in there, then it's gone. Then I would be the guy. I went to the ATM today. He's like, okay, big weekend. Let's get out some cash. We're going to go do some dinner, some lunch. I'll take $300 out. I definitely lose my wallet within 5 minutes, and that $300 is gone. I do not carry cash. I usually
have cash. I have a little bit of cash. I wouldn't say I walk around with thousands of dollars on me, but $100 or $40 or $50, I have some cash on me. Because in case you go to one of these places that don't take Venmo and stuff.
Yeah, well then that's when the kids know. I was like, sorry, I got a built-in excuse. You want that? Love to buy it. Don't have any cash though.
Yeah. No, like
sorry, kids.
Like last Saturday was Amanda's birthday.
Ooh, I know. Feliz cumpleaños a ti.
She's not
nothing,
even paying attention.
Nada.
So I went with Brandon to go get her Legos. Mm-hmm. So we walk into the store and we get the Legos, right? And I get to the counter and she pulls out a phone. Well, it looked like a phone. She's like, is this going to be all? I'm like, yeah. She scans it. I'm like, where's the register? Oh, there is no register. Everything's just scanned on the phone. And then you're like, okay. Now, where do I pay? Oh, there's a little thing there. Just tap your card there. You're good. I was like, what?
What if you would have had cash?
I don't know.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's a wild, wild west we live in out here.
I don't know what would have happened.
I mean,
You know what? I'm going to have to go into the Lego store and say, I only have cash.
I mean, they used to say cash is king. Is it no longer king? It's still got to be king.
In our business,
it's still got to be king.
I don't know about a Lego set, but I know in our world,
cash
it's king.
Is still king. Okay, fair enough.
Cash is still the way to go.
Speaking of cash, listen, I feel like we are currently living in a free agency world. Obviously, with all the NFL stuff going on, we've been talking a lot about our real estate team and free agents, and I do feel like, to go into the sports sector for a minute, I feel like this has been a wild free agency. I feel like
it's insane.
I have seen a lot of big names go places and trading of teams. Like, I was convinced that Bosa would probably end up at the 49ers to play with his brother. I thought that would be pretty
Miami
cool.
made him an offer.
He's up at the Bills. I mean, the Bills are going to be nasty. Then I saw Hopkins goes to the Ravens. But, man, has this not been the wildest?
Why did D-Hop leave Kansas City to go to the Ravens?
Bro, I don't know. So is that
what
one
did
of
you
those
just say?
things?
Zab?
I was like, habada. What happened was. So let's go into mindset then. So, because we've talked about this before, and let's in this instance, it's NFL, but it could be easily related to real estate. Why did he go to the Ravens? That's a great question. The Chiefs have won 2 out of the last 3 Super Bowls, been in the last 3 Super Bowls. So you would think if you stay with the Chiefs, pretty good option to go to the Super Bowl. Now, don't get me wrong, the Ravens made a good run.
Right.
And maybe Hopkins going there isn't. So does he see something that they don't, that these guys are Super Bowl bound, or is this chasing a money situation?
See, that's always the key. Right? When we look at things, is it chasing money, or are you looking for where you're going to be the most successful?
Right.
Right? Because I'll give you an example, right? We are.
I hope you're about to tell me the one I think you're going to tell me. I baited you for it. I hope you're going to do it. Now you're overthinking it. Now flustered.
So I have 2 things to think about. One is we're going to be opening Arizona next week.
Okay.
Right? And there's one office that I talked to a couple weeks ago, and I was like, hey, okay, perfect. That's, makes sense. But they've ghosted us. Mm-hmm. Right? They haven't called. They haven't said anything about moving the license that we're moving over there and stuff. And this other one that I met is about the same price-wise as far as for the agents to be there. But she's like, oh, I already have an agent that wants to join your team. I'm already doing this. So even if it's a little more, I feel like success is going to be there because we're not chasing just to be with the one with the bigger name. Right? Okay. The office that's owned by somebody with a bigger name. Mm-hmm. We're not chasing that. We're chasing where can we be successful? Who's going to help us recruit? Who's going to help us do what we want to do?
Where the value is.
Where's the value? So D-Hop jumped, but it's like everything, right? So
does he see more value? Is that listen, the big sexy name is, now I get it, Lamar's a big name, but listen, at the end of the day, Patty Mahomes, Travis Kelce, those are bigger, sexier names. So is he in this case kind of same scenario saying, listen, I get the sexy name, I get the notoriety, but maybe I want to have a little bit more of a role. I want a little bit more value for myself. I know I have more value to offer. So maybe if I go to a team that's not as sexy on the outside, but inside it's hardworking, the values are met, I know I have more to offer, I can allow my skills, and maybe he has more opportunity. And I don't even think it's to shine, but more opportunity to provide value for the Ravens, who are on the cusp of making a run.
So now I have a thing about the value.
Ooh.
So
it's getting dicey in here.
It is. So the value, right? So we were talking to somebody, and we're not going to mention who it is, but we were talking to somebody.
It was Abraham Lincoln.
A couple of days ago.
Name drop.
Yep.
We did it.
And we were talking about kids in baseball.
Yes. Oh, I know you're going with this. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
We're talking about kids in baseball.
Yeah.
And this particular kid's, by all accounts, a good player, good kid. Unfortunately for him, he plays in positions where
there's a lot of depth.
The depth is ridiculous. Like
a lot of depth and very highly ranked depth.
The depth is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I mentioned to this person a couple weeks ago or a month ago or so, hey, turn your kid into Juan Pierre. Mm-hmm. He's fast. Have him play outfield. Get him on the field because I can pro. You came into the conversation yesterday or day before yesterday without knowing I had mentioned that.
Yeah.
And you were like, go buy him a 12 3/4 glove. Hit 200 balls a day to him out there. Right? And we kind of both, when the conversation was over, we both kind of were like, yeah, I don't think he's really going to go that route. And we were like, well, do you want to be on the team or do you want to play?
Yeah.
And I think that's where you run into some real estate teams and some real estate stuff, right? So do you want to be on the top producing team or top producing brokerage, or do you want to actually make money?
Right.
And make a difference for people.
Well, and I think the name of the game, like you said, is get on the field. Gary Keller said it in his MREA book, is that quantity leads to quality. Sometimes people are so focused on the quality or so pigeonholed with I have to be, my ego won't let me be on a team that produces less than X million dollars, or I can't be on a team that doesn't have luxury in their name, or, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, like we were talking about, it's like, find a way on the field. Find a way into a negotiating room. Find a way into a contract where you can help your clients. And to your point, I remember, so by all accounts, I was not a highly ranked baseball player, right? I played 3 sports in high school back when I think it was okay for you to play multiple sports in high school. Like nowadays, it seems like not only can you only play one sport, but you're only allowed to play one position in that sport. You know, it's like so hyper sensitive. I'm like, man, what happened to the days? I mean, I'd go soccer practice, football practice, baseball practice, and you just played, right?
You played soccer?
Yeah.
Keep up the Mexican.
Yeah, you know how to keep the heritage going, bro. And I can remember, you know, making when I was on varsity baseball, and I played football and baseball all the way through varsity, all the way through high school. Soccer, I ended up ditching after like freshman year. The season ran too much into baseball, and baseball was by far my best sport. But I remember like that kind of concept. One of my really good friends was the starting shortstop on varsity already, and we had grown up together, little league together, and so I became like the second baseman because we worked really well together. And then when he would pitch, sometimes I would slide over. We got another kid in that was a second baseman, and he was when we had to put him in. It was like, okay, well, Aaron, if you're at second, can you play third? I was like, I'll figure it out real fast, right? Like, so I would go from second to short to third, whatever. And then like my senior year, coach comes in. I'm in one of his, because you know, like the coaches back in the day, I don't know if it is that way anymore, but like the coaches taught at the school, right?
Right.
You're the
teachers,
right?
yeah.
So I remember being in my head baseball coach's office or in his class. It's like, hey, Aaron, come up here. And up to his desk. I'm like, oh man, hope I'm not in trouble. Like, I don't think I've done anything wrong, right? And I thought it was like, okay, he's going to send me down to the batting cage. Like, hey, go get a part number off this. I got to order something, right? He goes, he puts his glove on the table. He goes, you think you can use that? I go, I already have a glove, coach. He goes, this is an outfielder's glove. He goes, you think you could play outfield? I said, I mean, I don't see why not, you know? But the point was, is like, and I did. And that's the reason I became, you know, like a first team All-State player. That's the reason I got to college.
You became first team All-State outfield?
Well, see, and no. Well, I didn't. I didn't. But they, all of the first team, second teams, whatever, they had all the starting infield, all the starting outfield, or just 3 outfield spots, and they had a utility spot. So I was the first team whatever state guy at the utility spot, because I would quite literally start at second. Then when we brought our second baseman in who could only play second base, I might go to third. Then when we had to bring our third baseman in, then I might go, if our shortstop went into pitch, I moved to short. If he didn't, I might go then to center field. So like I quite literally would play 4 to 5 positions in a game, but that was the reason.
But you were on the field.
That's my point. I was on the field. It may not have been at the position I ultimately loved, but I loved being on the field. I love having real estate deals and helping clients out. You can't do that if you're so pigeonholed and so egotistical that I only work with these clients. I only sell in this area. I don't sell anything less than 500,000. You know, it's like we get so fine-tuned and so egotistical and so niche related that some of these agents, that's why 73% of them never sell anything or didn't last year, because they're so picky and they're so, I'm this. Really? What you are is broke. What you are is broke. And out of the industry, because you're too egotistical, you're too, you know what I mean? You're not willing to play the game the right way.
And that's the thing. So what was your favorite position? If you had your favorite all-time position.
I don't know, dude, because I learned to love everything about him, right? Like, and I guess maybe the best way to answer that, the cop-out is, I loved second base because I felt that I had the range. There wasn't as much pressure over at second base, you know, because the throw wasn't as long. You had a little bit more time. So I felt like that was kind of the least pressure of the 3 infield positions that I played. I liked third base because it was the freaking hot corner. There was no time to think. That ball was either on you made the play, or on you and you didn't make the play. And it happened like that, right? But I had pretty good reaction time. So a lot of times I would make the play and the crowd would just be like, oh, you know, because it's boom, it's so fast, right? And so I loved that kind of, that adrenaline of playing third base.
Okay.
I like shortstop because that's where that little bit of arrogance and cockiness kind of comes. Because you play shortstop, you gotta have a little arrogance, you gotta have a little cockiness because the team runs through you. Somebody's got to have a little attitude, right? Like that's the way I felt like when I
So
played.
you're trying to say like Jeter had an attitude? No.
I think he played with some arrogance.
Captain?
I think he played with some arrogance.
The guy that they call the captain?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because you're no way you're going to convince him that he wasn't the best player on the field.
Nope.
I don't think he played. I think there is a difference between arrogance and cockiness. Cockiness I think is that showboat, look at me.
He wasn't a
He
showboat.
wasn't up, but I think he was arrogantly confident. Yeah. Put that, document it, tag it, arrogantly confident.
Well, that's Jordan.
Yes. Exactly.
That's Kobe.
Exactly.
That is not LeBron.
No, and I think that's what made those guys so great and lead their teams to championships, multi-championships, is because you got to have a little bit of that guy. There's got to be at least one guy in the field that you look out and you're like, dude, that's our dog, right? So, and you go off of him. There was an interview that I forget who talks about it, but they talk about Dustin Pedroia, and when he played baseball at ASU, and Pat Murphy, Pedroia had an at bat, and he struck out, and he came back in the dugout. And he was like, dude, guy's filthy, like unbelievable, man. That was nasty. And I'm paraphrasing a little bit, so don't come at me like I'm not butchering the story, but it was basically you get my point. And Pat Murphy comes up to him like I guess halfway in between the game or after the game. He goes, "Don't ever do that again." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You cannot come in here into this dugout and tell them that guy's nasty." He goes, "You're the dog on this team. Like they feed off you. You are the everything. Like you are the leader of this ball club. I don't care if that guy is the nastiest thing you've ever seen and throws it right by you and we got zero chance. You come right back into that dugout and you tell them all, this guy ain't got shit." Right? Right? They're like, whether you believe it or not, that has to be your message. And I think, that's kind of like you said, that's how Jordan, that's how, Kobe, those guys got on that court. Like the old thing where Jordan was playing in the Kobe was playing in the All-Star game. And he goes, "I'm going to run right through Gasol." Right. He goes, "Give me the ball. I'm going to run right through his chest." And they showed him run right through the chest. Right? So I think every team, and to that point, even real estate, like let's be honest, you're like, I know this is gonna sound corny, but like you're that guy for us, right? Like you have that confidence to go. Like when I was on that call with you that one day, we're like, I gotta go for a walk, right? Where you were laying into that guy, right? But not in a jerky way or anything, but in a very confident, we ain't gonna put up with that. Stop jerking us around. Right. This is how it's gonna go. Type mindset. Every team has to have that guy. So that's what I loved about shortstop, and then center field, the last position, the outfield. I loved that because there's nothing better than a ball going up in the air and the crowd from the other team going, yeah, like that ball's smoke. And you
snatch it.
And I'm just like, you guys got no chance, bro. And you just go pull a ball out of the gap or lay out and you hear the, oh. I'm just like,
you let the air out and everything.
I'm thinking you guys never. I had that the whole way, dude. So I know that's the cop out, but I loved it. Man, I just loved being on the field. I just loved being on the field. And that goes back to put me in the game, put me in a contract. Let's just play.
I heard an interview yesterday, and it's an old interview, but I heard an interview with Jordan, and somebody said, if you could play anybody in history, who would you play? And he was like, tough question. I could tell you who I wouldn't play. And they're like, okay, who's that? Kobe. Mm-hmm. And they're like, why? It's like, because if you look, he steals my moves. So he knows what I do. So I can't play him. Because he knows what I'm doing. And that just shows the greatness of who they were. And then after that, the wherever I saw it, had a bunch of plays where you would show Jordan doing the play and Kobe doing the exact same thing. And he's like, that's what and then I saw another thing the other day, and you're right. So every team needs a dog.
Yeah.
And those guys were dogs. Remember the flu game?
Yeah.
So they showed clips of Kobe, God rest his soul. He dislocated his finger, went to the sidelines, got his finger put back in, and played for the rest of the game. That was one time. Another time, he tore his Achilles. He walked up, made the free throws, and walked off the court with a torn Achilles.
That gives me just thinking
another one. He went up for a dunk and got hit went to the sidelines, the sidelines, and with no anesthesia, got 5 stitches, and came back out and played again. Like, that's a dog. Like, if you're on the side, how are you not going to go all out for that guy?
That's what I'm saying.
If that guy's out there, you're like, I have no choice.
You have to get to that guy's level.
If this guy just took a hit, has 5 stitches with no anesthesia, I can't say my toe hurts.
You can't go. What was the quarterback for the Colts last year, Richardson or whatever?
Yeah,
I'm tired. Yeah, that's why they're signing new quarterbacks this year, bro. Because you're tired. And like that's the stuff that your reputation is built on. And you get into this industry. And I had a conversation with some agents on the other side of it today. And I think we both kind of put our reputations on the line. It's like, listen, this is what I stand for. And this is what we stand for. And our visions were aligned. And I'm hopeful that we'll get a deal done. But it's the people that, like we even talked to like Jordan. Jordan's reputation as an injury attorney is that he's a trial attorney.
He's a dog.
Like I'm a dog, bro. Like you don't want to stick your hand in this cage if you're not ready, right? Like I'm not afraid to go to court. I'll tell you I'm going to go to court. I'll go to court and then I'll whoop you in court. So it's like his reputation now. He's like, hey, you want to go to court? They're like, no, we're good. We're good, right? It's like you want to play Jordan? No, man, we're good. Who's next? It's like, but you gotta have that.
But you have to have that dog.
Yeah.
It's like with him, I'm sure that he's gone to court so many times and he's won so many cases that he sits in front of people now and he's like, yeah, we're going to court. They don't even ask him what he has.
Right.
It's like when he says, I'm going to court, they're like, okay, what do you want?
Right.
Let's just do this so we don't have to do it because you're going to kick our ass in court.
Well, and that goes into one of my thoughts earlier when you were talking about something is that, but now it plays even better off reputation, right? You build a reputation for helping your clients. Helping your clients leads to referrals. Referrals lead to a lot of closed business, high-end producing. And we don't really talk about, awards or anything. Right. I know we had an awards banquet last Friday. You went because you were the MC. I didn't go because because I softball or something, but you got a call from another brokerage in Tennessee.
Yep.
Basically saying, I'm calling you to see if you will take care of this because your reputation, your numbers, what you guys stand for is what I need, sight unseen. Can you take care of this business for me? Right?
Yeah,
Essentially right.
That's exactly what it was. It was a call from somebody in Tennessee that just looked up based on performance, based on the cultural person in the office that participates in things and is participating in the Keller Williams different aspects that we have here. And then was like, hey, I know you do commercial, but do you think you can handle this for me? And I was like, yeah, we do residential as well.
Yeah. I don't know if he knows. A dog. I'm a dog.
We'll take care of it. If I can't take it, Aaron will take care of it. We'll take care of it.
I'm gonna get you the dog patch from Prime from the Buffs. Where you put the leaders and the L's and D's for leaders and dogs.
Really?
I think I'm gonna start making you a patch that you have to wear. That's just the D for dog.
So speaking of all of that. I think everything goes back to the 3-letter word.
It's nasty.
Nasty. That word is just... That little word is just the worst word in the world.
It's kryptonite.
It is. It kills everything.
If you want to be successful, I think you need to take that 3-letter word, lock it up in a box, dig a hole, bury it, and then blow it up on top of it.
Yeah, because I know that I talked to a bunch of people in the industry, whether they're top performers or just starting or somewhere in the middle, and we talk all the time, right? And they always, and I love when I get asked the question, what systems do you guys use? And I'm like, well, we use the system that we get with being at KW and Command. Really? Because it doesn't do it. Well, it actually does more than most people know, because they don't play around with it as much as we've been playing around with it. Number one. Number two, it's included. Like, we pay for it already, so why pay for more systems? And I think that's what... And I think that if the more we get into using it and the more we get... It'll be... We found a lot of cool stuff on it today.
Yeah.
It does.
But I think it goes right back into what we were talking about earlier. It's not the sexy pick.
It's not.
It's not the sexiest CRM out there. It's not endorsed by so-and-so, right? Like, it's not, let's just call it for the sake of the Hopkins conversation, it's not the Chiefs.
Right.
Right? Like, it's not the Dodgers. It's not the sexy pick, but it just continues to get the job done.
It's the ASU that just fights it out.
Yeah, buddy.
It's that. Or it's the old...
It's the Big 12 champs making the playoffs. It's the Scataboo.
It's
Command is the Scataboo of CRMs. Scataboo, friend of the show, best friend. Scataboo. Command is the Scataboo of CRMs.
I think
I'm going to start using Scataboo as an adjective.
Really?
Yeah.
We're just going to use it
like,
for everything?
Like today, like I'm feeling good. I should be like, dude, I feel like I'm a Scataboo today. Like, I feel very Scataboo-ish today.
So you have a couple big things going on that we're not going to talk about.
No, we're just
gonna
keep working them. Keep working.
Yeah. I have a couple things working.
The team is firing. Yeah.
Yep.
Got some new standards and stuff coming out.
That we're working on
realignment. You know, the free agency season. It's time to in our off-season overhaul. You know, just to make things cleaner, leaner, and a little bit more meaner. And cleaner, leaner, and meaner.
Did you go to the gym today, by the way?
Clean. Let's just stick on the focus on the cleaner, leaner, and meaner.
So I did not. No,
I did not.
So it's funny. I saw a video,
but I did do legs yesterday.
So when you did legs, did you do a hack squats again?
Yes.
So how much does your machine have on hack squats in your gym?
It's on plates, so you can.
No. But how much does it have without the plates?
It feels like 1 billion pounds, even without the plates.
Because they average anywhere from 40 to 105.
I mean, I would say probably somewhere in the middle. I mean, it's not light.
Yeah, no. The reason I'm asking is because I saw somebody
45. I'd probably say it's close to. I ballparked it like 75 or so.
Yeah, ours is about 75, 80, I think. Because I was just watching a video of somebody, and I guess one of these gyms just got new equipment now. I think Planet Fitness or something got a bunch of new equipment, and they have hat squat. So somebody, it's first time. It says new machine on the floor by it. So they pop 45s on it. They're like, yeah, let's go.
Smashed.
They were dying.
Dead. See ya.
And then they look at the machine right after, and it says on there, this machine with no weight is 105 pounds.
I'm going to look. Next time I go to the gym. I'm going to find out what it is and get back to you.
Find out.
I'll have an update for you.
Have an update. All right, buddy. Well, enjoy spring training. You're going to go next week.
That's right.
I'm going to Disneyland.
The most wonderful place on earth, they say.
The happiest place on earth.
Is that what it is?
Come on, Jesus. I don't know. Can you get it right? The happiest place on earth.
Listen, I'm over it.
All right, buddy. Have a great day.
See ya.